Making horsepower requires a couple of things: spark, fuel, and air. Today we're going to talk about something that you might initially think is boring, but the reality is if you don't get it right, you're going to have problem after problem after problem. And we'll be seeing if something that I decided to do will actually work on the Gen 3 3.5 liter. You guys might be wondering what I meant when I said I wanted to try something different on the Gen 3 3.5. Well, that is, you guys know the spark plugs on the Gen 3, they have a little crush washer and they're flat. Instead of seating into the cylinder head, they've got a crush washer and they sit flat and you torque them to, I believe it's like 18 inch-pounds. To get those spark plugs, it's called indexing. So what I did is I went ahead and ordered a set of spark plugs. These are NGK Ruthenium HX spark plugs, and the part number is 95605. These are the exact spark plugs I used on my old 2.7 truck Snowflake when we went a couple of 11-second quarter-mile passes. This is going to change things up a little bit. Now here's the question: can I get the seated spark plugs to work on the Gen 3 3.5? That's what we're trying to answer in this video. That's what we're going to see if we can do. The heads, it's possible the heads are made to work with seated spark plugs and they just changed to those ones, but the head is not any different than like a Gen 2 head in terms of the seating. All right, so I just took the first spark plug out. There it is. Actually looks really good. Let's check the gap on this thing. So right now it's about at 0.027. That is one reason why I'm changing the spark plugs. But let me go get the inspection camera because we need to look down in there and I need to see if that spark plug will seat in there into the head. Because if it doesn't, we got to put this plug back in there. I'll probably re-gap them all and put them back in. So then there's actually some NGK Ruthenium HX plugs that have that crush washer on there, and Adam at ZFG Racing, he's tried them out. He said they seem to work properly. So if these don't work, if these seated plugs don't work, and you guys, let me show you the difference here so you can see. You guys see this one has like that little angled seat right there. And then this one, it's got that flat washer on there. You can see that. This is what Ford went to try to index their plugs. It looks like about the same amount of thread count. So, I don't know. We're going to see if I can get these to work. But I first need to look in there with an inspection camera. So let's go take a look at that. See what we can see. All right, so I'm going to have you guys take a look with me. You guys can see there's that spark plug hole. It kind of looks exactly like the 2.7 and the Gen 2 3.5, Gen 1. It's got that, I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. I say put the spark plug in and see if it seats, or yeah, we'll just see what it does. And if we push it through the hole, there's the top of our piston. It's kind of top dead center right now. You can see, you can barely see the cut there in the bottom corner of the screen for the little dish on the top of the piston. Let's go ahead and stick a spark plug down there and see what it does. It may be that we could make this work. Grab one of our new spark plugs. We're gonna gap it. All right, we are gapped to 0.024. So now, going to stick this on, and we're just going to ever so gently stick it in there. Didn't quite feel like normal. Shoot. I mean, it feels pretty good, so I just cranked it down pretty tight there. Obviously I'm not indexing them, so I'm not torquing them down like these ones were. I guess we'll go with it. Let's see if the coil pack will go in there. Yeah, feels right. Something I was having a problem with is you can get spark blowout sometimes. And what that is like the boost that you're running is literally blowing the spark out. And so that's why you want to go with a tighter gap to avoid that. And what was happening was we were getting some misfires, some error codes that were misfires. And it was kind of like, why is this happening? Like, that's weird. But I think it was blowing, the boost was blowing out the spark, because we're running, it's definitely been 26 PSI before. So that's not uncommon for it to be that high. So that's why I'm going with 0.024. I may even go tighter. We'll see. If 0.024 is not tight enough, we can go to 0.022. Guys, so this is the back piston, and I wanted to show you guys real quick because you can really see it. Grab the camera here. There it is. So pretty good view of that thing there. You can even see some of the stamping and the writing on it. There we go. All right, guys, so got the spark plugs in there. Now we need to start it up and see how it runs, to see if those spark plugs are gonna work, or if I'm gonna have to pull them all back out and put these ones back in. So let's go ahead and do that here in just a second. All right, guys, let's go ahead and start it. Everything looks good. We don't have any, well, we do have a code, but that was there before. So I'd say we're looking good. For just a quick, short drive, just to make sure the spark plugs are all good. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for today's video on the spark plugs. We're gonna have some tuning and testing coming really soon. Stay tuned for all that stuff. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.